Evansville Firehouse Number 1, this is an Eyewitness News special report. The Meth Next Door.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Brad Bird, Eyewitness News, and welcome to Firehouse Number 1. I guess it's appropriate that we are broadcasting this town hall meeting right here in an area where firefighters are called out every day, often putting themselves in harm's way. And far too often, they may be responding to a meth lab that has gone terribly awry. Well, tonight we have many members of our community coming together, basically telling us enough is enough. Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnecke is presenting this town hall meeting live here at House Number 1 because he too is fed up. This is a problem that is now an epidemic in Evansville and Vanderburgh County. The entire state of Indiana knows it. It is destroying our families. It is harming our children in ways that are tragic. It's affecting our education process, our economic development. So tonight, we are going to take this a step further. Often when you hear a story about a meth bust in Evansville, Indiana on a TV station, it's usually the report and a couple of mug shots. That happens frequently. But tonight we are going to see this in a much different way. You're going to see how the meth suppression unit goes undercover every day, searching out those individuals who are changing lives in very terrible ways. So tonight, I want to call forward now Evansville Mayor Lloyd Winnecke, who is presenting this town hall forum. Mayor, you indicated that this was going to be a campaign issue. What swayed you in that direction?
Brad, I remember as if it were yesterday, I was going door to door in 2011 during the campaign. I was in I would characterize an upper middle class neighborhood on the east side, and we were just not going door to door. And the husband and wife that lived there, they wanted to talk about meth. The house next door had been used as a meth lab in prior occasions, and there had been arrests there, and they were afraid. And that really hit home. I did not expect to be talking about meth in that neighborhood. And then after doing a lot of research, we found out, meth is everywhere across our city.
The Meth Next Door, an Eyewitness News special report continues.
Eyewitness News' Jordan Vanderberg went inside the meth suppression unit. We often see the aftermath of what this meth suppression unit does, and that's those mugshots that we bring you on a day-to-day basis, it seems. But it is so much more than that. Here's what Jordan found.
All right, guys, lock your door.
Suppressing the scourge starts with a stakeout. Evansville's elite meth suppression unit, consisting of just 4 people, fights the war on meth, one box at a time. Pseudoephedrine details are their weapons of choice. Just a half hour into the detail, a target stepped up to the pharmacy counter.
More and more people going out buying the pseudo just to trade it for currency, because at one point they were trading a box for $50.
Yeah. Undercover detectives followed 2 people from the pharmacy to their home. And after a traffic stop, detectives received consent to search a home on East Powell.
Oh, I did not. Hey, Dave, she's coming up the back.
After the homeowner willingly gave authorities a key, investigators entered the house. What they found, according to police, was Jimmy Small hiding in a child's bedroom. Scattered around him was everything needed to make meth.
Sudafed, lithium batteries, the ammonium nitrate out of the code pack, wall-fed, syringe, for a residue from the meth. Bag of weed, or 2 bags of weed. The caps off the 2 HCl generators. It'll have meth residue on the very tips. All right, guys.
The meth suppression unit went from a stakeout to a search to a suspect in cuffs in just 2 hours. With more than 300 meth lab seizures the last 3 years, it's as much of a testament to their success as it is to the prevalence of the problem.
And obviously we know there's a problem in Vanderburgh County with manufacturing methamphetamine, but also, I think it shows that through hard work, we kind of get the results that we're after.
Results. They can speak for themselves, even when the suspects choose not to. Before the inception of Evansville's meth suppression unit back in 2010, the fight against meth was purely reactionary. Now it's about prevention. And part of that prevention centers around the currency of meth, pseudoephedrine. Not 15 minutes into this detail, undercover detectives watched this man walk up to a car before hopping into the back seat. He then got out and walked into the pharmacy.
But he was definitely looking around when he was walking up to the door.
Detectives then looked on as the National Precursor Log Exchange updated in real time. What it showed, according to detectives, was the man's purchase of pseudoephedrine.
They're back. Yeah, a little black car just pulled back in. I think it was a white male driver, black male passenger. I'm not sure.
After his purchase, the man walks out of the pharmacy and gets back into the car. Detectives say it's an obvious sign of smurfing. By recruiting other people to buy pseudoephedrine for them, meth cooks can skirt the system.
Once he makes the exchange, I'm going to follow the black car, get a car stop.
Yeah, I see him. They're pulling out on the side street now.
Yeah, they're going to drop him off. That's him walking there.
Yeah.
After following the man to a nearby parking lot and with enough probable cause, detectives pounced and quickly questioned him.
He's saying he does not know those people, that they kind of flagged him down on the street, asked him to go by, and gave him $20.
Okay, get a tape statement from him, would you?
He eventually received a stern warning, but the information he provided would prove valuable.
He says the black guy is the one who approached him, whoever that is in that car. Said he knows him from the block. He gave him the money prior to walking in there. He gave him back his change, and then he gave him a $20 bill after he gave him the pseudo.
Guess we'll go back over.
Meanwhile, just down the road, uniformed officers stopped the black car for failing to signal a turn. They would later discover the driver, Jonathan Cosby, was wanted on an outstanding warrant. Cosby also allegedly had a small baggie of meth in his possession, but that's not all. Also in the car was Godfrey Igwu. Detectives believe Igwu recruited the other man to buy the pseudoephedrine for him.
Well, this couldn't work out any better. Did you get a statement from that guy?
Donnie did.
Is it taped?
Yes.
Good. I got one from that guy, too.
While being questioned by detectives, Igwu had no issue talking.
Can I tell them, like, everything?
In fact,
because I kept quiet too.
He wouldn't stop.
I mean, that's all I did.
What would you talk to him? I mean, I'll tell him they can come out and listen.
Yeah, he could take it.
But no amount of talking would spare him from charges of conspiracy to manufacture meth.
Just because he gave me a ride. My mama, I know that, but man, I just felt bad for the dude, man.
Well, I feel bad too, but I feel bad as I was walking away in the clear blue sky.
Right. Oh, my mother's life. Today was not my day.
He's right.
Sir, please.
It's not his day.
I'm saying I didn't have nothing to do with this one.
Because this day belongs to the meth suppression unit.
Man, that's so unfair, dude. That's unfair.
I know.
Like I told them the whole truth now, and nobody wants to listen to the truth.
Okay, you know, you got the right to remain silent. Once you do that, put foot in there.
Oh, my God.
Because I'd have to cut them off to close the door. Thank you, sir.
The Meth Next Door, an Eyewitness News special report continues.
Joining me now, Monty Fetter, the president of POMA, Property Owners Management Association. Chris Cook from the United Neighborhoods of Evansville. Chris, thank you for joining us tonight. Don Lee of Don Lee Realty. Don, we appreciate you being here. And Jerry Nord, Southwestern Indiana Realtors Association. Thank you so much for being here. Don Lee, you have been in the real estate business for many years. How is this impacting? And while you're speaking, I'm waiting to have them give us a shot of what a meth lab looks like. And this can be sometimes in homes that are in neighborhoods where there are several homes on the market. It's obviously having an impact on real estate in some of our areas.
I'm going to pass on the real estate questions to Jerry from the association. I'll just tell you that I'm here tonight to tell you that the last thing you want to hear about is having to bury a 31-year-old son. That happened to my wife and I 4 years ago this July. I can barely talk about it tonight. Fortunately, we removed the 2-year-old child from that home long before that. Today we have a beautiful 13-year-old granddaughter that we are raising, and I will tell you that there are a lot of grandparents in the schools today, a lot of great grandparents in the schools today that see and have seen what happens to homes. No parent should have to bury a child.